What's poppin', everybody? It's a Saber24 with an old school Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile to show you guys today. This is gonna be a blast from the past if you're familiar with 2004 October format. Rise of Destiny, gonna be showing you guys a creator deck profile. Of course, it's gonna run a lot of the typical staples from that time and chaos cards like Blackluster Soldier, of course, too good, we gotta have him. But yeah, format is gonna be 2004. Latest set would be Rise of Destiny. The October ban list basically came around the time when Solo the Duelist came out, and then we didn't get a new ban list for a bit. So a lot of cards got hit just exactly when Solo the Duelist was gonna come out, and a lot of the power spells went away. And then Solo the Duelist and Rise of Destiny are kind of modest sets from 2004. No set really came close to the power level of Invasion of Chaos. So yeah, no ban list for a little bit. But anyway, let's get into the deck profile. So gotta have the Blackluster Soldier. You're one of enough darkness and light cards in many of the best extra at the time. So if you could, you'd run this card. It's just way too good. Win you the games, put the pressure. OTK, way too good. And it was even more valuable when you realize that Envoy of the End, Chaos Emperor Dragon, was banned. So this guy was like the true boss monster of the time, and it was gonna reign supreme for a lot longer. So gotta run it. Then I got the Triple Creator, one of my favorites. So this card, Rise of Destiny card, it's like the mascot. You have it in the booster set. Very cool level 8 monster. It would have been even cooler if the defense and attack were reversed for OTKing, but it's still an excellent card, letting us get other big monsters from the graveyard, and you don't really gotta sacrifice much, you just gotta discard a card. Now they made sure it's somewhat balanced for the time. You can't special summon this from the graveyard, but you can special summon it from the deck. So if you do Reasoning or Monster Gate, you could summon it. I'm not going to be doing this sort of thing in this deck. There's a bunch of ways to build the creator, and if you check out my Yu-Gi-Oh book, Original Yu-Gi-Oh Volume 2, you'll figure all things out. You'll figure things out. But for this deck, we're just going to summon this guy through more traditional means, you could say. You're going to see. But yeah, this is the main card, and it's going to help us get a lot of the big monsters here for free, basically. Okay. So the Triple Creator. Then I got the one Black Magician of Chaos or Dark Magician of Chaos. Very, very amazing. Is that some dirt? Okay. Very amazing level 8 Dark Monster. Get a free spell when this guy is summoned. Of course, once you send him to the grave and then special summon him once with the Creator, if he dies, he's going to get removed. So this is only kind of a one-off summon you're going to be able to get, but it's still really good monster to have in this deck, of course. There's still an easy way to get him back with Creator, and even if you do him once, it's just way too valuable to pass up. So run this guy, and then I got Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's right, this isn't a joke. There is a valid reason to run this card in this deck, along with Invader of Darkness and then the Despair from the Dark. So like I've said, Creator is a card that allows us to get any monster from the graveyard as long as they can be special summoned. And you're going to get the best out of it if you can summon cards that have really big attack like these guys, because you get the most out of the Creator this way. If you're going to summon things like Jinzo and Dracula Hardez and level 6 monsters, I mean, you could tribute them through other means. They're not as difficult to get out. So you might as well get these guys, get beaters that your opponent can't run over if they don't kill with an effect. So Blue Eyes White Dragon is the strongest card in that time, and even now, I don't think there's any like level 8 monster that's a vanilla or just a regular ass card that has more than 3000 power. So you run this guy, and he's gonna be able to run anything over, like Invader of Darkness. If your opponent runs this, for example, in their deck, you can run it over. If it's another Blue Eyes, you crash into it. If it's BLS, you can crash into it. So that's why you want to run this card. Okay? Invader of Darkness is almost as strong, but not as strong with 2900. but it's got a really good effect. Your opponent can't play quick play spell cards. So this is going to stop a lot of stuff. MST, Book of Moon, other spell cards, quick play spells from that time, like what's it called, Enemy Controller. Basically, it was just recently it released in Ancient Sanctuary, I believe. So, you know, another card like that could see play, and this guy can stop those, and he's a darkness monster too. So, chaos. Blue Eyes is light, so again, helps with the chaos. And then Despair from the Dark. This guy has 3,000 defense, so if you're gonna go the defensive route, you summon this guy in defense, your opponent can't run it over with Blue Eyes and everything else. But this card is important because if it gets milled or discarded, you can basically special summon it for free, and it's really strong. Back then, you did have cards that attack the hand, like Confiscation. Delinquent Duel got banned, but you had Confiscation and other random cards like Don Zaluk that could poke basically your hand. And you had the jar decks and deck discard decks. So if you were playing against one of those and they milled this card, at least you got a body. So that's the other important reason to have a card like this. You don't have to run them like this, but a combination, you can do one of one or a combination of these three. They're the best choices. So running it like this, it just gives me an opportunity to explain to you guys as well why they would be valid choices to have. Okay. So these are the biggest monsters we can summon with the creator. We still gotta have the Jinzo, even though he's a level 6. Damn. Is there some shit? Okay. It's still a level 6, but it's Jinzo. It's gonna stop all traps. Still pretty good. Still a good thing to summon with the creator. So you gotta have it. And then I got Genovirus. Yeah, this is like a French, or I'm not sure the language, but it's Tribe Infecting Virus. It's the only one I got. Didn't really see a lot of prints. So really good level 4 monster. Discard something, kill your opponent's stuff. Pretty good. If you can get this effect out with Sinister Serpent, even better. And in this case, big monsters that are in a hand are going to be stuck, so might as well discard them. And then got the 1 Breaker Magical Warrior. Pretty good. Destroy spell or trap, 900 beater. If you don't get rid of the spell counter, gotta have it. And then Creator Incarnate. So we can use this card to get the creator pretty much like it's a tribute 1 monster in a way. You normal summon the Creator Incarnate, and then you can just get rid of it, special summon the creator from the hand. It's your most effective way to get the creator down. And you could say it's a -1 in a way, but we're gonna get that value with the creator. We get a bigger body, so it's fair enough. And he's a warrior type, so it's consistent. We can use this to fetch him with Rhoda, basically. So it's a very consistent way to get the creator out. Okay, and since we're running this dude, might as well have a few extra warriors for Rhoda. I got double DD Warrior Lady. Pretty good. Great way to get rid of your opponent's best cards. And yeah, nobody wants to run over or touch DD Warrior Lady because they're going to get removed with her. So really good card. Light monster as well. If she doesn't get the remove and she just dies and goes to the grave, it's still a light monster. So pretty nice. So double of her. And then I got the Gravekeeper's Spy. So this is a darkness monster and a pretty easy and consistent way to get the creator down once again, or just to normal summon another big dude if you can't get them out with creator yet. Set it, gets flipped, you get another spy, 2000 defense. It's pretty much nearly impossible for your opponent to run her over with a regular monster. And then you get the +1 when you contribute. Get those darkness monsters in the grave. It's pretty nice, wouldn't you agree? And if your opponent is running like a straight up Gravekeeper's deck, then you can benefit from Necro Valley too. So, pretty good. Runner, and I also run the Night Assailant too. So, the other reason why I'm running the Gravekeeper Spy engine, it's because it's kind of a flip engine. This guy, He's a good little flip, you know, destroy opponent's monster, man-eater bug effect. But if I get the creator down and I discard this guy, you can basically get a flip effect monster back. So depending on your version of Knight Assailant, there's a bunch of erratas he went through basically so that he can't get himself. And regardless, however you want to play the game, if this guy gets discarded, you don't get him back or get another Knight Assailant back. You can get a Gravekeeper Spy. So you basically get that, you know, 1-for-1, and you don't minus with the creator if you can't discard the Sinister Serpent. It's one of the benefits of running this deck the way it is. You can run the creator in a bunch of different ways, with reasoning, with stray lamps. I mention a lot of this stuff in my book, and I am running stray lamps in this deck too, you guys are gonna see. But yeah, this is the flip engine way to run creator. Gotta have the Sinister Serpent, the last card in this deck. Of course, if you got this with the creator, it's basically a free effect. Discard the Serpent, get your special summon, and then you get the Sinister Serpent back. So really good. And then for the spells, that's all the monsters. Gotta have Pot of Greed, and then Card Destruction and Upstart Goblin. I think it's self-explanatory. Pot of Greed, draw 2. Card Destruction, technically it's a minus, but it's a very important card in this deck because it's a discard outlet. Get rid of those big monsters in the hand if they're stuck. Sinister Serpent as well. It sort of makes this not a minus. So, gotta have it. And then Upstart Goblin, just consistency. Just want to get the stuff that I want to get as soon as possible. It helps. Another card that really helps is the Painful Choice. In this deck, we got a lot of stuff we want to send to the graveyard. So if you see this, what you're always going to want to do is select Sinister Serpent and then a bunch of the big monsters like Blue Eyes White Dragon, Invader of Darkness, Despair from the Dark, Jinzo. Pick out a bunch of monsters like that and you know they're in the grave. Dark Magician of Chaos even, that's what you want to do. And your opponent's going to have to give you a free card no matter what, so it's great. Painful Choice, really broken. This is basically around the time where this card, you know, 2004, as soon as Invasion of Chaos came out, where this card really just started to become crazy. In the 2003-2002 format, you could say it's still good, but it didn't really give you all the extra benefits it would give you now that you want to have all these monsters in the grave and you can do so many combos with it. So that's Painful Choice. Double Rhoda. Get the DD War Lady, get the Creator Incarnate. And then Confiscation and the Forceful Sentry. Delinquent Duo was banned. It's kind of ironic when you think about it because Pot of Greed is stronger than Delinquent Duo, and then yet Delinquent Duo got banned and they left Pot of Greed around. Anyway, a lot of weird quirks with the ban list, even way back in the day. They didn't make all that sense. But we got these cards pretty good. And then of course you also gotta have your Change of Heart and Snatch Steal, Monster Stealing, helping your tribute. You definitely got a lot of targets to tribute in a deck like this. So gotta have those. And then you also gotta have your Premature Burial. Monster Reborn was banned. So this is the only revival card you got. Basically that's just a spell. So gotta have it. Get one of our big dudes. You benefit more in a deck like this when you got big dudes to get, and not just your, you know, your typical stuff in an old Yu-Gi-Oh deck back then. Okay. Stray Lamps. So you can build a creator deck and run a full playset of this card and rely on it a lot more. Rely on this. Get rid of the Spy Engine, Knight Assailant, run a few extra spell and traps, and it's another creator variant. But I favor the Spy Engine here, but we still run one Stray Lamps because it's pretty good. You play this down and then you contribute set the creator, and it's really good. It's got 3000 defense, so it works out. They're not going to be able to kill him. And it's solid. You could say it's slow, you don't get to summon, but if you play first, you can't really do that much anyway. It's not like you can attack. So it's nice. It can be a defensive card. you can, well, it's not a good idea, but you could set the spy and then also play this, and you get a bunch of stuff down. I mean, Dark Hole and Raigeki were banned at this time, actually. So I guess if you do feel your board a little bit, it wouldn't be too bad. So yeah, Straight Lamp's pretty good. Helps with this deck. And then Spell and Trap removal, I got the Heavy Storm and the MST. Duster also got banned, so this is really all you got. So we run them. And then I got a few traps as well. I got the Magic Drains, do triple, you know, protection against spells that are going to kill us. Smashing Ground decks would be playing that now if they wanted to have like a spell destruction, because we didn't have Raigeki or Dark Hole. So if you were going to do a bunch of like Smashing Grounds or maybe Fissure, if you were crazy to do that, these would help. They help against other spells, you know, try and negate your opponent's Pot of Greed, try and negate your opponent's Change of Heart. I mean, it's good. They gotta discard something, so it's always gonna be a 1-for-1 for you. 1-for-1 or -1 for your opponent. So I think this card is very underrated and very good to run in that time. And then the last traps, gotta have the Ring of Destruction. They also ironically left this around too. And then, damn, my cards are dirty. What the fuck is wrong with you? Call of the Haunted, basically. Another reviving card. Another great way to get stuff back, or big monsters. And yeah, this is the creator deck, guys. So it's one of the ways you can run it. Of course, because we run a bunch of tribute summon cards, they can brick, but it's one of the problems with this deck. If you draw right, you'll be able to fix the problem, and then you'll be set up and good to go. So again, one of the ways to run this deck, not the only one. But if you want to learn more about this deck and all the other cool stuff from the 2004 format, I got this Yu-Gi-Oh book right here. Let me just zoom out. Doesn't really help the way I got the camera angle, but this is the original Yu-Gi-Oh era Volume 2, my second Yu-Gi-Oh book, the last one in this series. And I published it recently. I've been meaning to make this sort of promotion videos for a while. And it's all about the 2004 format. All about the video games that came out, the different sets. All about everything basically for 2004, the last true original Yu-Gi-Oh era format. This book has you covered. From Invasion of Chaos and the Dark Crisis, actually, the first Dark Crisis format of 2004, the last, the format after the ban list, after they banned some stuff from Dark Crisis when it was a later set, then it was Invasion of Chaos, and then the rest of them, all the way to Rise of Destiny. This book has you covered, so check it out. I have a free article on the website, and you can read a bunch of free pages on Amazon anyway, the way they have it. They give you the chance to read a few pages for free, regardless. So yeah, KDP, Kindle Unlimited, Amazon, it's all up there. So check it out, and yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like, share the video with your friends, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.